Coming up on AMA Air, we'll be taking you to Space Center Houston to see their new exhibit with AMA ties. The RC Club of Jacksonville is helping to shine a positive light on our hobby. Plus, we've got the latest on the 2016 Nats.
Hello everybody, and welcome to AMA Air. I'm Chris Savage, along with Erin Dobbs.
That's right, and we're happy you've joined us today. We want to thank everyone who had the chance to enjoy our coverage of AMA Expo last month. Chris talked with some fascinating guests, and if you haven't heard the interviews he brought back, head over to air.modelaircraft.org and check them out.
Yeah, I got to tell you, we really did have a great time at Expo. We got to see, per usual, all the latest and greatest modeling wares, all the coolest gear, got to talk with some of the really fascinating guest speakers that we had there, including an interview with Bob Brown, who spoke exclusively about the fun of the hobby. He's pretty excited, and I think we've got a story coming up in just a little bit that's going to speak to that as well.
That's wonderful.
But first, we've got some other items in the news to talk about. Safe modeling has resumed in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Thanks to the efforts of AMA's Government Affairs Team, District 4 Government Relations Committee, and many individual members in and around the D.C. area, the FAA has rolled back its restrictions that it imposed back in December that more than doubled the no-fly zone that exists in that area. Representatives for AMA said, "The FAA acknowledges that our members abide by federal and local policies and for decades have followed AMA's comprehensive set of safety guidelines. AMA members' unparalleled safety record shows that this time-tested, community-based approach to model aircraft activity works and helps ensure that hobbyists fly safely and responsibly."
Registration is now open for the 90th Annual National Aeromodeling Championships. Hundreds of competitors will converge for the longest-running aeromodeling competition in the world this summer. The indoor competition will be held July 20th through the 24th in Rantoul, Illinois, while the outdoor competition begins June 24th and will run through August 4th in Muncie, Indiana. If you're looking to register for the Nats or want to learn more about the event, you can visit www.modelaircraft.org/Nats for more information.
The 10th Annual E-Fest was held this past month in Champaign, Illinois. The University of Illinois played host to hundreds of pilots and thousands of spectators of all ages in one of the largest indoor electric flight festivals in the country. Attendees also had workshops and seminars of all kinds to attend throughout the weekend. Topics included anything from programming your Futaba radio to the use of drones in Hollywood. You can watch for a full write-up in an upcoming issue of Model Aviation magazine.
The 2016 Weak Signals RC Expo in Toledo, Ohio is set for April 1st through the 3rd at the Seagate Center. Tickets are $10 per person per day and will be available at the door. You can find more information on the Toledo Show at www.toledoshow.com.
National Model Aviation Museum Director Michael Smith recently took a trip down to the Johnson Space Center and Space Center Houston for the opening of a brand new exhibit that has special ties to the AMA. Let's take a look.
John Kiker actually was looking at how a space shuttle could be brought back from its landing point to its launch point. And he felt that by piggybacking the space shuttle on a 747, they could transport it a whole lot easier and a lot quicker and cheaper than otherwise done. So he built these two models to test and prove that idea. The NASA then looked at the models and saw the flights and agreed to the process, and that's how we then saw the shuttle being transported, and it was all based initially on these test models that John Kiker had built. NASA had known that the models were part of the museum's collection here, and so when the very last space shuttle was transported for retirement in California, they actually asked us to loan them both the 747 and shuttle, and they were carried on board the 747 aircraft as it was transporting that last shuttle. It was actually up in the nose section, and that allowed VIPs and the media at each one of the stops when they came on board the 747 to conceptually see how this all started. The models were then returned to us after that flight, and a short time later, Space Center Houston contacted us because they actually were going to get that shuttle carrier aircraft. And as part of their grand vision was to display the 747 along with a full-scale reproduction shuttle on top of it. Because again, as part of this concept, the interior of the 747 was going to become an exhibit gallery. So the models then were going to be placed immediately upon the visitor entering the 747. Right away they would see the model, and there's video clips that would discuss how Kiker had developed this idea, and then obviously the visitors could see the models right there in front of them.
Well, if you're anywhere near Houston, I think you're definitely going to want to stop by and take a look at that exhibit.
Sure thing, yes. Well, it seems like anytime you hear about modeling on your local news, it's a story about the FAA or how someone's crashed a drone onto the White House lawn. But in this case, in the Channel 4 News in Jacksonville, the story was a little more lighthearted.
That's right. The RC Club of Jacksonville was featured in a segment of a local newscast that not only showed off some great flying with lots of different aircraft, but they also emphasized the importance of joining a club so that you can learn to fly safely.
We love to see stories like this that really show what our hobby is all about, having fun. If you'd like to watch the whole segment about the RC Club of Jacksonville, head over to air.modelaircraft.org, where we will have a link for you to see that story.
And if your club is featured in the community, make sure you take a look at the AMA Chartered Club Recognition and Reward Program. It's a program that provides rewards to clubs that receive recognition for public relations coverage or that promote the hobby in a newspaper article, radio, or TV segment. We'll have a link to more about that program on the website as well.
That's it for another edition of AMA Air.
Yes, and thank you for tuning in right here each and every month. Once again, visit air.modelaircraft.org to read this month's stories, as well as see past episodes and articles that you might have missed.
And if you're not yet a member of AMA, please head over to www.modelaircraft.org and join today.
And we will see you next time on AMA Air.